Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for joining us. It's Wednesday, March 23rd of 2016. Let's take a look at today's news. Welcome to the segment of Thailand Moves Forward. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has confirmed that no Thai citizens were affected by the latest bombings in Brussels, Belgium. Based on information from the Royal Thai Embassy in Brussels, the ministry made an announcement regarding 3 deadly explosions in the Belgian capital, saying all Thai people there are safe and unharmed by the incidents. 2 bombs reportedly went off yesterday afternoon at Zaventem Airport, killing 34 people and injuring 230. The incident was shortly followed by another attack at Malpeque subway station near the headquarters of the European Union. The IS group said it was behind the attacks. In the meantime, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha sent a letter of condolence to Prime Minister of Belgium, Charles Michel, saying he was deeply shocked and saddened to learn of the devastating explosions. On behalf of the Royal Thai government and the people of the Kingdom of Thailand, he wished to convey his heartfelt condolences to his Belgian counterpart and through him to the victims and the families of those who were affected by the tragic incidents. Thailand stands with the international community and strongly condemns this senseless act of violence on innocent people. Meanwhile, in Brussels, Belgium Federal Prosecutor Frederic van Loo described a photograph taken from a security camera showing 3 male suspects of the twin attacks at Brussels airport that killed at least 10 people. He said 2 of them seemed to have committed suicide attacks. The third, wearing a light-colored jacket and a hat, is actively being sought. Brussels police have issued a wanted notice for a man seen pushing a luggage trolley through the airport. In Paris, hundreds gathered on the square outside the town hall, where security was tight. Many compared their feelings to those they had experienced last year after attacks in the French capital against satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo and a Jewish supermarket, and in November against several Paris bars and a concert hall, killing 130 people. The mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, along with other French officials, including Foreign Minister Jean-Marc Ayrault and representatives of the Muslim community in France, marked a minute of silence in front of the Paris coat of arms decorated in the colours of the Belgian flag. The Cabinet has given a nod to the civil state housing campaign for low-income earners, expecting it to benefit up to 50,000 home seekers. Following the weekly cabinet meeting, Deputy Finance Minister Wisut Supan disclosed that the green light has been given to the civil state housing project, which was established to support low-income earners as well as those with freelance careers in acquiring a home of their own. The project will run for 2 years after cabinet approval. 3 state-run banks, namely the Government Housing Bank, the Government Savings Bank and Krung Thai Bank, are to provide home buyers with soft loans under the condition that each home must be worth no more than 1.5 million baht. The eligible home can be constructed on private property or state-owned land and can be located anywhere in the country. Those making home renovations are also entitled to the loans. There are 2 types of loans to be given out. The first type is for housing estate developers with a credit line of 30 billion baht and a maximum repayment period of 2 years. Meanwhile, the second type is for home buyers, offering a line of credit of 40 billion baht and a 30-year repayment period. Meanwhile, the Cabinet has approved an extension of funds for infants to ensure the proper early child development. At its weekly Cabinet meeting, the Cabinet approved a proposal to have funds for children originally available to infants no older than 12 months, born between October 2015 and the end of September 2016, to be increased from 400 baht per month to 600 baht and expanded to children up to the age of 3. The increase was due to information pointing out the cost of feeding an infant is between 500 and 800 baht a month. Data from the Thailand Research Development Institute and UNICEF indicates that the first 6 years of a child's life is crucial. It's a crucial time for development, with close care leading to proper growth and eventually the individual's ability to contribute to the society. In our special phone interview today with Commander Piyanan Kawani, the Planning and Policy Officer at the Command Center to Combat Illegal Fishing, or CCCIF, will be talking about the developments on the registration of fishing vessel operators as the issuance of licenses will start next month. Swadika, Commander Piyanan. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. At the moment, the Department of Fisheries is asking all vessel owners to register for a license. So could you kindly tell us about the process and why this process is important?
Yep. The first thing that I would like to explain that the significance first before the process. The significance is that we used to manage the fishery management as open access to all. So now we limited the access to fishing by calculating how much fishing vessel we can have for a year. So at the moment, it's a first step in doing so. So this registration process will limit how many fishing vessels we can have, especially for commercial fishing vessels. So the paper and our requirement, our document have to be submitted between the 1st to 15th of March this year. So this process is done already, and now is the Department of Fishery will calculate how many fishing vessels for commercial vessels, and then they will produce the fishing license from the 1st of April. And once they complete that, the fishermen will be given 4 items. The first one is the fishing license, and the second one is the sign that they have to make on the bow of the vessel. The third one is the card for skipper to hold, and the fourth one is the QR code for inspection service. So this process, basically, they will have a booklet that combination of 4 documents that they used to have, which is fishing registration, fishing license, and all this document.
I see. A number of artisanal fishermen are worried that they would not be able to go out and fish under the new license. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah. At the moment, we for the number of the fishing license, as I told you earlier, that we calculate how much we can have. These only apply to commercial fishing vessels. So it means that for the artisanal fishing vessel or artisanal fishermen, they can apply. And all of artisanal fishermen are allowed to fish. So basically, whoever applies for the fishing license will receive the fishing license at the end of the day for artisanal fishermen. So at the moment, please, for artisanal fishermen, please do not be worried, and you will receive all of the fishing license they apply for.
I see.
Thank you very much.
Commander, once again, what's the period for registration?
Pardon?
What's the period of registration once again? Does it start now?
The period of registration have ceased already. So it's from the 1st to 15th of March for submitting the paper. And now is a process of Department of Fishery doing the calculation and printing out of the document.
All right. Well, Commander Piyanan, thank you very much for joining Newsline this morning. That was Commander Piyanan Kawani of the Command Center to Combat Illegal Fishing. Let's move on to our next story. The Department of Employment under the Ministry of Labour is organising the Bangkok Jobs and Career Expo 2016 at Ramkhamhaeng University on March 22nd and 23rd. Labour Minister Sirichai Disakun presided over the opening ceremony at King Ramkhamhaeng, the Great Auditorium of Ramkhamhaeng University. He said the government established the Smart Job Centre to foster employment and better the lives of Thai people. Bangkok Jobs and Career Expo 2016 is an opportunity for job-seeking students to meet directly with 40 leading companies in Thailand with more than 8,000 jobs, and that's the jobs that are available. The ministry is not only promoting regular jobs, but also freelance jobs and those for startup entrepreneurs. The fair featured services and training such as portrait shooting and resume writing, while offering jobs in the modeling industry, makeup industry, DJ jobs, online trading, and stock trading. Other event highlights include an educational corner and live music by RU Band. Photo and essay competitions on the topic Job and Career for Life are also being held at the event. Job seekers and those who are looking for training courses and inspiration can visit the fair free of charge. The National Research Council of Thailand, or NRCT, has signed a memorandum on technology transfer for the palm oil extraction process with Krabi Technical College and also Wichien Mat School. Palm oil is considered the second most important business in southern Thailand after tourism, as it has secured more value than rubber production, which was traditionally a major economic occupation of the region. The transfer of technology can be useful in transforming palm oil as an agricultural product into an industrial product, which is one of the goals of this agreement. NRCT Deputy Secretary General Sukunya Thirakunlerth said the newly developed research and innovations will be useful for local communities and society to create an economic value, a mission that the NRCT has been pursuing for some time. The Memorandum of Understanding was signed during a tech fair at Klong Padung Krung Kasem Floating Market, which started in early March. The fair showcased many local technological products and innovation. Those interested can still visit the market until March 27th. Let's take a look at the CDC now. The Constitution Drafting Commission has reached its conclusion on how it will treat the proposals earlier submitted by the Four Rivers. CDC spokesperson Narachit Singhaseni and Udom Ratha Amarit on Tuesday chaired a press conference on the charter drafters' deliberation of proposals for the new draft charter, which were submitted by the Four Rivers, or the National Council for Peace and Order, the National Legislative Assembly, the National Reform Steering Assembly, and the Cabinet. The Four Rivers have asked for the use of 2 ballots in the general election, the adoption of the Senate selection system, and the cancellation of the winning political party's advance nomination of 3 prime ministerial candidates. The CDC spokesperson said that the charter drafters have resolved to adhere to their original election system, which will use only 1 ballot. Concerning the proposed selection of senators, the spokesperson said that in the related provisional clause, the CDC has stated that there will be 250 senators under the new charter, with 50 to be selected from nominees representing 20 professional groups and 2.5% of senators to be from national security-related agencies and armed forces chiefs. The CDC also decided that appointing a prime minister who is not an elected member of parliament will be the power of the House of Representatives. Rising temperatures have prompted Khon Kaen Zoo to install water sprinklers inside animal cages to protect them from the heat. The zoo has as many as 1,300 animals, and certain species like seals need to be kept in a special compound with air conditioners. Large buckets of water have also been placed in the zoo's African zone, which has hundreds of African wildlife. The water in these buckets is also being replaced every day for the well-being of the animals. A fire truck has been brought in to spray water onto the animal show area to lower the temperature of the soil. Zoo visitors enjoyed spending the day at the water park, which is also located inside the zoo, to keep themselves cool. And that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. Up next, we have ASEAN News for you, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has continued a tour of provincial state offices in a bid to improve Thailand's foreign policy. But first, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices. Stay right here with us on Newsline.
from Thai wisdom used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in amazing Thailand.
ASEAN Political and Security Community. Prevent being deceived. Prevent being forced. Prevent being injured. The problem of human trafficking in children, women, and labor has been increasingly severe. Thailand and the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights are working together to get rid of these problems in order to be fully accepted by the international community. One vision, one identity, one community.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has continued a tour of provincial state offices to educate officials and take on suggestions to improve the nation's foreign policy. Advisor to the Foreign Minister Thaisiri Anaman and Deputy Director General of the Ministry's Department of Information, Lina Tangthasiri, visited Amnacharan province to meet with representatives of private and public organizations as part of the Travelling Foreign Affairs campaign. In the province, the officials took on opinions and information from locals to better inform the nation's foreign policies. They also passed out information on the recently formed ASEAN Economic Community and Thailand's role in ASEAN. The officials also visited a model envoy school in the province to pass out scholarships and learning aids. The Department of International Trade Promotion announced that Thailand will host the Thailand Auto Parts and Accessories, or TAPA 2016 exhibition from April 7 till the 10th at Bitech. The event is co-organized by the Thai Auto Parts Manufacturers Association and supported by the Thai Auto Parts Aftermarket Association, the Warajak Automotive Synergy Association, and the Thai Subcontracting Promotion Association. According to the organizers, TAPA 2016 will showcase various products and technologies from 590 local and international auto parts and accessories manufacturers. It will provide a stage for business matchmaking as well as seminars on such topics as the future of vehicles and auto parts development in Thailand. DITP Deputy Director General Supat Ong Sang Kun said the fair aims at demonstrating the capacity of Thailand's auto industry as a producer of auto parts and accessories. He also gave an outlook on Thailand's auto industry in the foreseeable future.
The outlook of auto parts, it's quite okay. It's still the major export sector of our export market. It consists of about almost 15% of our total export. Okay, and like last year I mentioned about 31,000 million US dollars in total that we export last year, and among that the 19,000 million is from the automobile, and about 12,000 million US dollars is from the parts and accessories.
Thailand is currently an ASEAN auto parts production hub and a leading auto parts producer in the region. The kingdom also ranks 12th in auto parts production in the world. In other global news, U.S. President Barack Obama left Cuba, ending his historic trip to the island in which he vowed to bury the last vestiges of the Cold War in the Americas. Obama traveled to the airport after watching a highly symbolic baseball game between the Cuban national baseball team and the Tampa Bay Rays at the Latino Americano Stadium, where he and First Lady Michelle Obama sat alongside Cuban President Raul Castro. Before this, Obama met with Cuban dissidents in Havana and delivered an impassioned appeal at the Grand Theater for political liberties on the island. His presence in Havana was the culmination of a diplomatic opening that he and Castro announced in December 2014, ending decades of estrangement between Washington and Havana that began soon after Cuba's 1959 revolution. Obama, who abandoned a long-time U.S. policy of trying to isolate Cuba, wants to make his shift irreversible by the time he leaves office in January and secure it as a piece of his foreign policy legacy. A riot broke out at a Bolivian prison as prisoners climbed onto the roof asking for 2 police officials to be removed from the center. Television footage showed the prisoners setting fire to objects on the roof and throwing sticks and debris into roads surrounding the San Sebastian prison in Cochabamba. According to prison authorities, those rioting were calling for the center's head of security, Captain Montano, and Sergeant Rondon to be removed for alleged human rights violations. The unidentified sister of a prisoner said Montano had been responsible for attacks against her brother last week. Several police troops surrounded the prison center, but an intervention was not yet carried out. This marks the second riot at the prison since the start of the year. There are a total 12,000 prisoners in Bolivia, only 16% of whom have been ascribed a sentence through the courts. The large majority is awaiting a full trial and sentencing, while only some 5% of judicial cases opened each year are resolved. Russian wrestlers may now join the country's track and field athletes in being barred from competing at the Games in August after an internal Russian Wrestling Federation or WFR investigation uncovered multiple doping cases. WFR President Mikhail Mamashvili said on Tuesday the federation would take the most severe measures to punish athletes caught doping. The disclosure came a day after 4 Russian track and field athletes were exposed as having tested positive for the banned drug meldonium, further damaging Moscow's efforts to overturn a doping suspension in time for the Olympics starting in Rio de Janeiro on August 5th. Russian sport was thrown into turmoil last year when a report by the World Anti-Doping Agency exposed endemic cheating and corruption in Russian athletes. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. If you do have any suggestions or comments, please write to us. The email address is newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Today we end the program of pictures of countries displaying the Belgian flag in a show of solidarity following the attacks yesterday. I'm Chulapan Sanrula. Swadee Ka.